Hey guys, I'm Saga from TechWorks. Motorola launched the second generation Moto 360 in September of 2015. It has been 10 months since its launch and I have been using it for a little over 6 months. In this video, we will take a look at what is new in the second generation Moto 360 and we'll try to answer the question that should you get one right now. It starts from $299 in the US and 19,999 rupees in India. While it is not exactly cheap, it still costs less than the Huawei watch and the LG Watch Urbane, both of which start at around $349. The design of the Moto 360 has seen improvements in a few key areas, like the button with the Moto logo is being moved at a 2 o'clock position, which makes it a bit easier to press. The bands are now easily swappable, and you can also customize the watch according to your liking in Motorola's Moto Maker. You can now get this watch in two different sizes, 42mm and 46mm, depending on the size of your hand. You get a 1.3-inch display with a resolution of 360 by 325 pixels on the 42mm watch, while the 46mm watch has a 1.5-inch display with a resolution of 360 by 330 pixels. The display resolution is quite low, but you generally have the watch at an arm's length and the screen seems fine from there. It still comes with an IPS LCD screen, which was a huge disappointment for many people. An AMOLED display would have been nice for better outdoor visibility, and the battery could also have lasted a bit longer. The screen is covered by Gorilla Glass 3 and it has been holding pretty well for the past 6 months. The flat tire below the screen, which is housing the ambient light sensor and the driving controls for the LCD screen, makes its way to the second generation watch as well. This might bother you at first, but in a very short while you will learn to look past it. Now the biggest problem with the first generation Moto 360 was its old and very slow processor. That problem is solved in the second generation device, which comes with a Snapdragon 400 processor, half a gigabyte of RAM and 4 gigabytes of storage if you want to store some media on it. This does speed up the things quite a bit when compared to the previous generation Moto 360. The Google Now cards and notifications are fast to show up and swiping through them is very smooth. The few apps that I use have no problem running smoothly as well. There are a very few occasions of this watch lagging or stuttering a bit, but you won't notice it as much in your day-to-day usage. There are a number of watch faces to choose from, including the third-party ones which you have downloaded on your phone. I try to keep things minimal and simple and just use one of the built-in watch faces. The heart rate sensor at the back is pretty accurate, but I did have a few incidences where it just did not want to read my heart rate at all. You have the Moto Body app on your smartphone, which talks to the watch and keeps track of your heart rate, steps and calories that you have burned. The step tracker in this watch is not the most accurate one I have seen, so don't completely rely on this if you are very serious about your fitness routines. Like last year, this watch also has an IP67 rating, which means it is water resistant, but the leather band which you see over here is definitely not. You can swap out this band with a rubber or silicone one, like I did with my first generation Moto 360, if you intend to wear it in any kind of water-based conditions like a shower or rain. The 42mm watch that I have here has a 300 mAh battery, while the 46mm one comes with a 400 mAh battery inside. I have the always on mode turned on and I keep on getting notifications throughout the day. With this kind of usage, I end my day with about 10 to 15% of battery still remaining in the watch. I leave it on the wireless charging cradle overnight, where it also acts like a night watch. It usually goes from 0 to 100% in just under 2 hours, but I leave it on the charger overnight anyways. Many of you might not be happy with this kind of battery life, but I personally don't mind charging it every night with my smartphone. There are only two things which I don't like about this watch. The first one is that the sensor responsible for waking the watch when I raise my hand is not 100% accurate. There have been a few times when I quickly want to glance at the time, but the watch just wouldn't light up. And the second thing is that the vibration motor in this watch is very weak. There again have been a number of occasions where I have missed certain notifications just because I couldn't feel the watch vibrate on my wrist. While the new Moto 360 brings in many welcome changes, it is still not groundbreakingly different from other Android Wear smartwatches in the market right now. Sure, you can customize it in the Moto Maker, which adds in a bit of personal character to the watch, but at the heart of it, it is still running Android Wear, which hasn't changed a lot since its inception. There are Google Now cards which assist you, the notifications that notify you, or the apps that can help you perform certain things right from your wrist. But the overall Android Wear experience just doesn't feel rich enough to me. You can use this watch with your iPhone as well, but the experience is not the best. Due to the closed nature of iOS, all you can do is receive notifications and view Google Now cards. You cannot interact with the notifications when connected to an iPhone. Whether it's the Apple Watch or the second generation Moto 360, I still use my smartwatch every day. It is not because they are really great or I can't work without them, but I use them so that I can extend the battery life of my smartphone. I can see the notifications on my smartwatch and decide whether I want to act on them. Every time I do this, I'm saving a bit of battery on my phone, as it is not lighting up the screen every time just to show me notifications. This Moto 360 is still my favorite Android Wear smartwatch. The design is amazing and it fits comfortably on my wrist. So, should you get the second generation Moto 360? If you already have the first generation watch, then upgrading to this version won't bring a significant change for you, and I would suggest you to wait for the next generation. If you are new to the world of smartwatches and Android Wear in particular, and you want to pick one up right away, then I would definitely suggest the second generation Moto 360 to you. But if you guys are not too keen on getting yourself a new smartwatch and can wait for a few months, then I would strongly suggest you to wait for the next version of the Moto 360 or maybe even the one after that, as there is not a lot of buzz about the smartwatch industry offering any amazing technology in the immediate future. That is it for this video, guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and also subscribe to the channel for more quality tech videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos on my channel. This is Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.